Hey class, Professor Kev here. So let's talk about your grade. We're at the end of the semester. This is when I start receiving emails as people go through Canvas and see what their average is. Now, I've had students reach out to me that have a B in the class. Hey, Kev, I was hoping I could write a paper to get an A. No, the answer is no on that one. It's too far away. You can't go from a B to an A on paper. Plus, please understand, depending on the school I'm teaching at, very short time frame to turn grades over. One of the schools I teach at, grades end on Sunday night, grades go in Tuesday. There's no time to read extra papers. And honestly, the end of semester is super stressful. And you can't really do it because then I get offered that to everyone. Now, you're gonna have a lot of students that are on, I call it the bump. So you have 92.1, A's and 93. And you'll ask me, hey, can I get the bump? For me, again, I'm speaking for myself, not speaking for anyone else, not speaking for any schools I teach at, me as a teacher. It depends. Everything counts, everything. Hey, did you miss a lot of classes? No, then you don't get the bump. Plain and simple. I have students that miss a ton of classes and they're on the bump. They're like, hey, I was kind of hoping you, no, you didn't take the class seriously. You didn't come to class. So no. The other thing, I have strict no texting policy in class. It is a strict no texting policy. Do not take your phone out of your pocket. When I see the slide thing, I see it. You disrespect me and take out your phone when I ask you not to, you don't get the bump. I also have it only use your laptop to take notes. And I have some students never look up, just stare at the laptop, doing whatever they're doing, taking no notes the whole time. You're on the bump, you don't go. Now, if you're doing your best, you're communicating with me, I can see you're putting the effort in, you're participating in class, and you're on that 92.1, 92.2, most cases you're going to get the bump because you earned it, because you worked hard. We all have a bad test here and there, that maybe, oh, just had a bad day. I factor all that in. But really, what it comes down to, and I'm always preaching this, please listen to me, is building that relationship with your professor. What do I know about you? Are you making an effort to talk to me, to get to know me? Let me get to know you. Are you putting that extra effort in? If I see that and you get that 92.1, yeah, probably going to bump you out, because again, everyone has a bad day on something, and I see you had two A's and then unfortunately in the second exam you got a B. Like, all right, just maybe had a bad day. We can help you out on that. But please make sure that you're earning it. And again, everything matters. Attendance, coming to class on time. I have students like, well, what's the big deal, Kev? It's only 5 minutes late every day. I have students that are late every day, 5, 10 minutes. And after you do a couple times, like, hey, what's up with this? Make the adjustment. And they don't like, well, I don't want to get up early and take the earlier bus. And the bus I take doesn't get here on time. That's personal choice. But when you make that choice and then you're coming to me as your professor saying, hey, I'm hoping you can help me out with my grade, the answer is going to be no. You didn't earn it. You weren't willing to get out of bed to be on time for class. Being on time is it's a life skill. Some people, they're just going to be mad about that. If I'm meeting you, we have class at 9, I expect you to be there at 9, not at 9:05, not at 9:01. Expect you to be on time. So remember, everything matters. Are you doing what your professor wants you to do? Now, I look at things like group projects. How was your grade in the group project? I have some students that do really well on their individual exams and then just put zero effort into the group project. If I read your evaluations from your classmates and they say, hey, Kev didn't put the effort in and you're at that bump, I'm not going to give you the bump because you didn't do your share of the work on the group project. Now I'm looking, we have teams of 4. If 2 of your teammates said you didn't do it, then I'm going to go with it. I'm going to assume that that's right. And it's not just someone holding you to some crazy standard. So always think about this, build that relationship because it makes it easier for your professor to be like, you know what, eh, they just had a bad day in one exam or whatever, I can help them out with that. But when you know, don't show up on time, don't show up, don't participate in group projects, text in class, stare at your laptop the whole time, The answer is going to be no. Again, this is me speaking for me, not for anyone else. That's my rules. When you ask me, oh, doing grades, because be surprised how many times people are right on the bump between B, B plus, whatever it may be, and you're looking going, what am I going to do in this situation? I think about you. All right, what did they do in class? Did they put in the effort that I wanted them to put in? If the answer is yes, yeah. If I'm like, all right, I have some students that have been absent, in some cases more than they've been present, not going anywhere because you didn't earn it. You didn't take the class seriously enough to show up on time, to show up at all in this case. Happens a lot. So give some thought to this, as you get ready for next semester. A little late now, but think about it. Okay, what's the message I'm sending my professor? If you've ever been in my class or met me, you know one word: respect. Respect. I'm going to use it all the time. Be respectful to me. I'll be respectful to you. It's really simple. When you're late, when you're texting, when you stay on your laptop, that's all disrespect to me. When I see that, I'm like, hey, student's disrespectful. Then when you're on that bump, it's easy to just say no. And I'm going to tell you why. I asked you not to stay at your laptop the whole class, and you did. You did it all the time. Happens. So be cautious. Think about your actions in class. What are you doing to connect with that professor so that when you are on the bump and you need that extra, half a point, you're going to get it. Simple things today. And again, I appreciate, the students like, well, can I write a paper? I'm not trying to be mean to you, but again, the end of semester, super stressful time. We have limited time to grade. The last thing that we want to do is, start grading additional papers because, and I had one student, again, had a B. I was hoping I could write a 3-page paper and get an A. No, that's not nearly enough work to go from a B to an A. And we're not going to get into that because then people are just going to be whatever during the semester and like, hey, I'll write that paper now, to get those extra points. That's why they're going to say no. Again, just like you have to work hard for finals, once you're done with the finals, that's your professor's trying to work hard getting your grades in on time. So please understand, we're not just trying to be mean to you. It makes it a little challenging to do extra work. So I just wanted to share that. Again, maybe a little late for this semester, but think about your actions for next term. Again, I need to talk about this all the time. Build that connection with your professor. I like to talk to my students, and there's times when before class I'll see you sitting there, hey, how you doing? Good. Then I get this. Like, okay, doesn't want to talk to me. Take that minute, build that relationship, because then when you need this favor, look, you've communicated with me the whole semester. I've gotten a chance to know you. I see how hard you're working. Makes it easy. But when you're staring at your laptop, texting when I tell you not to, not showing up on time, not showing up, makes it easy to say no, unfortunately, too. So give some thoughts to that. All right, thanks for watching. Oh, by the way, good luck on finals.